going on all? Thanks for tuning in once again. Usyk versus Parker. What a hell of a fight. So, I mean, it's been ordered from the WBO because Parker's mandatory. He's basically been given the call, to have a fight with Usyk. Now they got, I believe, 30 days to make the fight happen. I think it will happen. I think Usyk will take the challenge because I think that Usyk does want to become undisputed at heavy again. Now Usyk said that he wants 2 more fights and then he's thinking about retirement. The 2 fights that I want to see him in is Kabayao and possibly Opatai. He's already beaten Dubois, he's already beaten Fury, Joshua. Let's face it, this guy's an all-time great heavyweight. I believe he's the next one after Lennox Lewis. Goes Lewis and then the Klitsch goes, but I think that Usyk, is on top of them just because Fury beat Vladimir, and obviously Usyk beats Fury, twice in a row. So in my opinion, he's the guy that's one of the all-time greats. Not saying that the Klitschkos aren't, they're great fighters, but if I'm to put heavyweights as all-time greats on the list, I'm putting Oleksandr Usyk above them. Let's be 100% clear, the Klitschkos, they didn't really fight for undisputed. They both held a share of the heavyweight title and they didn't want to fight each other. So if Usyk walks away from the sport today, I believe he is number 1 without having to fight Parker or Daniel Dubois or another guy, Kabayao. I think that Usyk's done enough in the sport to retire the number 1 heavyweight. So Parker gets a shot, and if I'm Parker, I'm taking that shot. It's going to be very hard to get a fight with Usyk. I think when Usyk hangs up the gloves, this is it for him. He's got nothing left to prove, as I just said. So Parker definitely deserves a title shot. He is the mandatory. And he's beating guys, that are heavy hitters, the heaviest hitters in the heavyweight division, in my opinion. Wilder, Zhang, and Bakoli. So he definitely deserves a shot. Dubois, like I said, he's already lost to Usyk, so people may say, well, it was controversial, but there was no count to start with. You got to understand that logic sense of it. And also, Dubois didn't really have anything to answer Usyk's jab. He didn't have anything that he could do. He's not really defensively good, Dubois, in my opinion. I don't think that he can beat Usyk. I think the guys that can beat Usyk is possibly Kabayao, with the body shots. But it's hard to say, as well as Usyk's age. With Parker, I've always been, wrong with him with the last 3 fights. I should say last 2 fights. Before the Bakoli one, obviously, Bakoli was a late-minute replacement. I was expecting Parker to beat him. But Zhang and Wilder, I thought would beat Parker. I was wrong. So, I'm not going to completely write off Parker against Usyk. Usyk is getting to his late 30s now. I believe he's 38. So, I'm not going to cross that off. I think that he does have a chance of beating Usyk. He has surprised many from the comeback from Joe Joyce. He's been winning since. Hasn't lost a fight since the Joe Joyce knockout loss. So, the WBO has done the right thing. Although I do prefer Kabayao against Usyk, I think that Parker deserves it more because he is mandatory and he has, like I said, taken out those bigger names. Where does this leave Dubois? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that maybe he should fight Joshua again if he's up to it. if Joshua's up to it. Joshua being still the cash cow of heavyweight, although he did lose significantly. Maybe he should fight him again. That's a good fight for Dubois in the sense of money. Dubois is the heavyweight champ, so I believe that he'll want to be a main event. I don't think that he will fight Caballero. I think that he'll go after the money, which will probably be Joshua. And I'm hearing that Caballero might fight Wilder, so I mean, heavyweight boxing, is definitely going at fast pace. We're seeing all the fights. Joe Parker versus Usyk. I think Usyk's the better athlete in that fight. I think that Parker's got the youth, and I think that he can keep up with Usyk, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he can beat Usyk in a boxing match. I think that he might need to drop him to beat him. Usyk's shown that he can outbox all these guys. I mean, Tyson Fury was considered the number one boxer, the guy that beat Klitschko, the guy that is the real heavyweight champ, you could say, the guy that beat the guy, and Usyk beat him twice. Not only that, in the first fight Usyk drops him, so he's proven time and time again, that he can trouble these guys that try to outbox him. Look at Joshua first fight, gets caught in the 12th round, and he's unable to do well against them at all. Gets caught on the ropes and he loses the title in the UK. That's how great Usyk is. Beats Joshua in home soil. Beats Fury, knocks him down round 9. He's got nothing to prove at all. The only thing that I question with Usyk, like I said, with the Fury-Usyk fight, I think that the way to beat him is on the back foot like he did in the first fight. Fury fought a good fight on the first fight on the back foot. Second fight, he tries to come forward and he doesn't know how to. You've got to be able to stay on the outside of Usyk, because Usyk's just too unpredictable on the inside. He's too unpredictable. I mean, look what happened to Joshua in the 12th round. Usyk decides, right, let's trade. Joshua's on the ropes. It's a hard fight with Usyk. I think Caballero's got the ingredients, or you could say the tools to beat him, because he is a body puncher, and Usyk does struggle with body punches and also with the age. You think about heavyweight division, you think about when Ali had great legs, when he had superior legs, better than most, and then all of a sudden, he starts slowing down. Now, Usyk, I believe, is going to be on that path soon. He's 38, 5 times undefeated. So, I mean, I think that these guys really just need to take the fight. Parker, even if he gets offered step-aside money, I think that he shouldn't wait for it, because Usyk could just have another fight at heavyweight and say, listen, I'm dropping all the titles and I'm going to challenge Oppenheimer, I'm going to challenge maybe a Bivol, something like that. He may just decide enough is enough at heavyweight. I've already stamped my legacy. I've beaten Joshua, I've beaten Fury, I've beaten Dubois, the current heavyweight champion. There's no one else to beat, I mean, Joshua's beaten Parker. I've beaten Joshua twice. There's no one else to beat. So, I mean, if I'm Joseph Parker, I'm taking the fight in a heartbeat. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to challenge the number one heavyweight of all time. Who do I think wins that fight? I think that Usyk does win the fight, but I wouldn't cross Parker out completely. I will do a fight breakdown on it if it does get announced, but other than that, just leaving my thoughts on it, leave yours, and I'll catch you next time. Look forward to the comments. Have a great day. see you next time. Peace.